I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Thanks for spending part of Sunday night with us here on TCM. We've got some laughs on the docket this evening, courtesy of the multi-talented W.C. Fields. How varied were the talents of W.C. Fields? In his teens, he was internationally famous as a juggler. You understand what I'm saying here? He toured the world with a juggling act and even performed for the King of England, a real juggling aficionado. Of course, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I don't know if the king liked or didn't like juggling, but let's be honest, who doesn't love juggling? Anyway, vaudeville, Broadway, radio, and eventually movie stardom were all ahead of W.C. Fields at that point. He was a man of his time, honing the perfect persona for audiences coming out of the Great Depression and Prohibition. An anti-establishment, card-cheating, booze-loving misanthrope with a knack for getting out all the trouble he created for himself. We begin our W.C. Fields salute with the film that showcases his skill set better than any other. From Universal in 1940, The Bank Dick. For the first time in his career, Fields, at 60 years old, had free rein to make a movie exactly as he wished. He had that freedom because his previous two movies for Universal, You Can't Cheat an Honest Man and My Little Chickadee, were box office hits. The Bank Dick is written by Fields under the pseudonym Mahatma Cain Jeeves, a nod to the British valet character created by P.G. Wodehouse. When Fields turned in a draft of his script, executives at Universal rejected it, saying it was too short. Fields said he purposely kept the script short to leave room for his on-set improvisations. The executives then hired writers to augment the script, but Fields rejected all of them, eventually having to remind Universal studio boss Nate Bloomberg that his contract gave him final script approval. Bloomberg conceded, and Fields used his original draft. He plays a henpecked husband who spends most of his time drinking at a local bar. When he accidentally foils a bank robbery, the bank gives him a free calendar and a job as a guard. That's just the beginning of the mayhem that follows. Fields' character displays almost no redeeming qualities. At the end of this movie, there are no lessons learned. No one is changed for the better, and thank goodness for that. Audiences ate it up. From 1940, directed by Edward Klein, also with Una Merkel, Grady Sutton, Franklin Pangborn, and Shemp Howard, The Bank Dick. W.C. Fields had big ideas when he made The Bank Dick. Among them was to have Universal borrow Mickey Rooney from MGM to star opposite him. Like the rest of the industry and movie fans, W.C. Fields was a big fan of the multi-talented Mickey Rooney, thought they'd be a great on-screen pair. He was probably right, but wasn't going to happen. Rooney was just too popular at the time for MGM to loan him to a rival studio, at least not at the rate that Universal could afford. So instead, Grady Sutton, a frequent Fields co-star, got the role of Egbert's future son-in-law. Fields also ran into issues with the Hollywood Production Code. The censors sent extensive notes to Fields after reviewing the script. Among them was a complaint about a doctor prescribing pills to be taken with castor oil. The censors said it was toilet humor since everyone knew castor oil was a laxative. Fields offered to change it to cod liver oil, which got approved but isn't funny. He then proceeded to shoot the scene as he originally wrote it, one of many notes from the production code office that W.C. Fields simply ignored. Coming up, the film W.C. Fields made as his follow-up to The Bank Dick, Never Give a Sucker an Even Break, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, Never Give a Sucker an Even Break, then International House, and later, Nanook of the North. Bundle up for silent Sunday nights tonight.